We are here this morning to honor and commemorate World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims, those who we have lost on our roadways from infrastructure that we know is dangerous by design, too many people. And when we think about today, we have a collection of advocates, of government representatives from various departments and agencies. And most importantly, we have the families and loved ones of those we've lost. Too often we talk about the money that we're spending, the $439 million we are investing in safer and better infrastructure, which is important. We talk about the statistics, which are important, but far more than the statistics, when we're talking about road safety, it's really the stories and the people behind those statistics who we have lost. Far too many people whose lives are gone and whose memories are only kept through their loved ones and those they've touched. We're here to both honor those lives and their stories and the people behind those stories, and also to recommit ourselves to preventing the same tragedies from happening again, from ravaging other families like the ones who are here with us today. We've made progress, but we know that that progress is not nearly enough, as we have recently lost 2 more children on our roadways in recent months, and 2 more families, 2 more communities who are devastated and impacted and will continue to be impacted by the loss that they've experienced, a loss that is on all of us to recommit ourselves to improve. So before we begin the proclamation and hear from some of our special guests, I just wanted to have everybody introduce themselves.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shanika Whitehurst. I'm the president of Action Committee for Transit, and we advocate for the safety of all of our residents here in this county and hope for different transit alternatives and such to help keep pedestrians more safe on the streets.
Hi, I'm Dan Langenkamp. I'm the husband of the late Sarah Langenkamp, who was killed on River Road in 2022. She was a mother and a U.S. diplomat.
Good morning. My name is Kevin Funel. I'm a committee member for the Pedestrian Bicycle Traffic Safety Action Committee.
Hi, my name is Rochelle Sobel. I'm the president of ASSERT, the Association for Safe International Road Travel. My son, Aaron, was 25 years old when he was killed in a bus crash in Turkey, along with 21 other people. He was volunteering as a physician abroad and actually just about to graduate and was killed at his last rotation. ASSERT works both in the U.S. and countries around the world to save precious lives on the roads.
Hello, my name is Marta Alvarado. I'm the daughter of Katie Alvarado, who was killed in a hit-and-run accident in 2006. My life hasn't been the same since then.
My name is Ed Lyons, and I'm a committee member. I joined the Pedestrian Bicycle and Traffic Safety Advisory Committee, that's a long one, to honor my former wife in the tragedy that impacted our lives 19 years ago. So it caused me to understand the importance of safety, and that is my mantra going forward with everything that I do. So glad to be a member of the committee and also to honor our victims today.
Good morning. I'm Jason Sartori. I'm the county's planning director, and we work tirelessly every day with our partners on Vision Zero and trying to plan for our safer streets.
Good morning. I'm Chris Conklin, director of Montgomery County Department of Transportation, and working every day to make our roads safer than they are now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wade Holland with the Office of the County Executive, the Vision Zero coordinator. As Councilmember Friedson mentioned, there's a lot of things that we're working on, and there's not quite enough that we want to see in terms of progress every year. But we do encourage you to check out our Vision Zero website and learn what the county, as well as our state partners and municipal partners, are doing each and every day to try and make our roads safer by design.
My name is Richard Hoy. I'm retired from the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services after a full career. I am been a traffic safety advocate, urban advocate, and member of the boards of numerous organizations promoting traffic safety. And I carry with me my godmother, Margaret Wydrow, who was killed walking across the street at 95 years young for her bowling date.
Hi, my name is Christy Daphnis. I'm a member of the Maryland Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, a member of the Montgomery County Council of PTA's Safe Routes to School Committee, and a committee member on Montgomery County Families for Safe Streets. I've been a traffic safety advocate for over 15 years now after a friend of mine, a Saigonet Harissa, was killed crossing Georgia Avenue in 2011.
Hi, my name is Mindy Baden. I'm a member of the Montgomery County Families for Safe Streets, and I'm chair of the Transportation Committee of the Greater Olney Civic Association. My son Brett died while crossing the street to meet some friends for dinner.
And I'm Joe Baden, Mindy's husband. Thanks.
I'm Ben Ross from the Action Committee for Transit, and I had a grandfather who was killed crossing the street at the age of 94.
My name is Chris Farrell. I'm also with the Action Committee for Transit.
I'm Mark Clements with Greater Washington, a nonprofit that advocates for transportation and land use justice in the region, and I'm also a two-time survivor of traffic violence.
Good morning. I'm Carrie Kasicki with the Coalition for Smarter Growth. We advocate for walkable, bikeable communities, which also means that everybody should be safe when they're walking and biking in our communities. Every loss is one too many.
Thank you for everybody for being here. We're going to hear now from Dan Langenkamp, who you heard his wife Sarah was killed on River Road. They were evacuated from Ukraine for their safety to come to Montgomery County, Maryland, and she was killed biking back from back to school night. I was with Dan and several hundred others on a bike ride, and he is just an inspiration in the way that he has channeled the tragedy that his boys and he have faced into a way to make our roads safer for everybody. So now we'll hear from Dan.
Hello, everyone. They say when someone dies, may their memory be a blessing in the Jewish tradition. You're told this over and over again when you lose a loved one. I'm not Jewish, so at first this saying struck me. Why would I want to remember my loved one? Why would that be a blessing in this way? To remember the pain that we go through every day, to remember and feel the searing loneliness that you feel by being reminded of their absence. I began to realize that remembrance helps you remember the light that they brought to the world. My wife, a lovely mother, incredibly talented linguist and U.S. diplomat, was a blessing to this world. And remembering her, it is a blessing. But it's more than that when someone says, may their memory be a blessing. Because in that saying, we are forced to also remember how important it is not to let their deaths be in vain. Their memory is a calling to us to do something about this terrible, terrible problem that we face. Sarah was killed in a year when more cyclists in America were killed than ever before. It was only exceeded by the number that was killed the next year in America. We have to do better than that. More than 40,000 Americans all over the country are killed. 40,000 is the equivalent of 100 people a day dying. That's the size of a mid-sized commercial airliner going down. And I think you would all agree that would cause an incredible soul searching in America if that were happening. Nobody would fly. There would be congressional hearings, there would be major investigations, there would be months of media coverage. And this is happening every day in America. So today we are remembering. We're remembering Sarah. We're remembering all of our loved ones. Excuse me. We're remembering Summer Lim, 11 years old. And if you've seen her family's communications, you'd see what a talented little girl she was. I have an 11-year-old, and I've seen her artwork, I've seen her handwriting, I've seen her schoolwork. And it is extraordinary what we lost in Summer Lim. I didn't know James Anderson, who was 16 years old killed in Kensington, but he was also an amazing young man with a bright future. We remember all of our loved ones. Remember Ganga Prajapati, remember Lisa Martin, just killed this fall. This is happening over and over again. So when we remember, we have to think of them. And we also have to think of those of us that are still alive. My son spoke at our event this Sunday, several hundred people in front of the Lincoln Memorial. And he said, you know what? I would like to ride my bike to school, but I can't because I have to ride along a state highway. And my mom happened to have been killed less than a mile from that state highway. So how am I supposed to ride my bike to school? He said, when we think about this day, World Day of Remembrance, let's remember also that there are people of us that are living that would like to be able to use our roads for something other than driving. Please remember me. Please remember that this is not just about, this day is just not just remember, having nice thoughts about the dead. It's about remembering that this is about our future. This is about the community that we live in. It's about the community that we're trying to create for ourselves. One where we don't have to be locked in our cars killing each other. One where we can ride our bikes to school. One where we can walk to church on Sunday. One where our families can be safe. So this is World Day of Remembrance. Let's remember those who are dead, and let's do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. And now we're going to hear from Mindy, who will talk about her son, Brett.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember. This is on. Thank you, Councilmember Friedson, and thank you to the members of the County Council for having this proclamation ceremony. There are many people who have selflessly dedicated time and energy to making our roads safer. Some have adopted this cause simply because they saw their need. But others of us began fighting for safer roads because we lost a loved one. For my husband Joe and me, we lost our beloved son Brett on January 16th of 2020. For me, and I imagine for all of us who have lost loved ones, my life is now divided in two, the before and the after. When I recall family functions or activities I've been involved with, they're always separated into before Brett died or after Brett died, and this is the normal that's now my life. The tears haven't ended, and I don't think they ever will. And there's so much sadness that surrounds my heart, but I do have hope. I hope that our legislators will continue to pass more meaningful traffic laws. I hope that the Transportation Department can engineer our streets and modify our infrastructure to be safer for everybody. I hope that drivers, pedestrians, and bike riders will realize that it's a shared responsibility to make sure that everybody gets to their destination safely. And I hope that despite our grief, our memories of our loved ones can bring us some comfort and peace in the weeks, months, and years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll now read the proclamation, and we will try to recommit ourselves to ensuring that Sarah and Brett and everybody else who we've lost on our roadways, their memories will be a blessing. Whereas the World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims, commemorated annually on the third Sunday of November, honors the millions of people killed or seriously injured in road crashes and recognizes the profound and lasting impact these tragedies have on families, communities, and first responders. And whereas road traffic injuries remain one of the leading causes of death globally, claiming more than 1.19 million lives each year, and the burden is disproportionately borne by vulnerable road users, pedestrians and cyclists, highlighting the urgent need for safer, more equitable transportation systems. And whereas Montgomery County has made a steadfast commitment to Vision Zero, an ambitious initiative to eliminate all traffic-related fatalities and severe injuries through comprehensive efforts that include safer street design, reduced speed limits, improved pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure, and expanded education and enforcement initiatives. And whereas community organizations such as Families for Safe Streets and events like this Sunday's Ride for Your Life and the annual World Day of Remembrance memorials in Montgomery County play a vital role in raising awareness, supporting victims' families, and advocating for policies that prioritize human life and safety on our roadways. And whereas the Montgomery County Council reaffirms its commitment to achieving Vision Zero, where no preventable road safety deaths occur, and ensuring that every resident, whether walking, biking, driving, rolling, or riding public transit, can travel safely and honors those lives that have been lost or forever changed by traffic crashes. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland, hereby recognizes World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims, and be it further resolved that the County Council recommits to a future in which no life is lost or diminished on Montgomery County roads. Presented on this 18th day of November in the year 2025 by myself, Andrew Friedson, Council President Kate Stewart, and the entire Montgomery County Council.